One trade. This trader passed our funded trading evaluation and got a $100,000 live trading account by taking one fantastic trade. I'm going to interview Andre. We're going to talk through his charts and his strategy, and we're going to see exactly how he did that. Andre, thank you for taking the time out to be interviewed and talk about you passing one of our funded trading evaluations to obtain a $100,000 live account. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All the way from Portugal, I believe, aren't you? I bet the weather's a little bit nicer there than it is here.
It's perfect now. It's very sunny.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to have a quick chat about you, your trading styles, and we're going to get on to MT5 and have a look at the chart and have a look at the trade and talk about the strategy that you use. So tell me a little bit about your trading history then.
Well, I just listened about Forex the first time in October 2020 because I'm a musician and with the pandemic I have all the touring was cancelled, so I started searching something online. And then I started about with the retail trading, the common stuff like support and resistance, trend lines, but didn't fit to my style. And then I saw one kid from Portugal that say that normally he makes like 110 RR in his trades. So I call him and I had a mentorship with him, and I'll change it from January 2021.
Okay, that's a pretty interesting story. So the pandemic essentially, unfortunately, took away live music, didn't it? So you were like, well, what can I do to make some income? What else can I do? And then you discovered trading. I mean, that is quite a quick turnaround. You've only been at it sort of, I don't know, 18 months or something like that. And people are surprised sometimes how long it takes to make your skills, but it sounds like you acquired them quite quickly.
Yeah, the thing is, I had the time, so I put all my time into this. All since I started, all my days were focused on this because as I didn't have work with the music, I could dedicate myself to this. So that's why I think it was a fast learning.
What is it you like to trade then before we get into having a look at the trade you passed with?
Well, I really like to trade, and the thing that I like most here is this challenges me a lot. I have to put a lot of effort in my self personal development. The anxiety part, the ego,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. In the last year I'm a different person. My wife is always saying that the trade comes to change my life.
Oh, really? That's interesting that it's a wider thing. But I think you're right, aren't you? Because you talk about the sort of ego and things. Trading humbles you, doesn't it? Because you can't bully the market. There's no sort of noise in between. You're only as good as you are a trader, and you have no control over it. And when you're used to having control in life, to give it up, it's quite different. But it's interesting to hear how it sort of affected your wider life.
Yeah, it's true because I'm more patient. I'm less reactive when we have some fight or something. I'm less reactive. It's like the market. I cannot control the market, so I understand that I cannot control other people. I just have to listen, integrate, and then see what happens.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's about wider life. It's about just don't try not to worry about the things you don't control. I totally agree with that as well. Right, I think a lot of people are very interested to see this monster cable trade that you took. So I'm just going to share. Okay, so essentially, this is the one trade that you managed to make over $10,000 on, which was quite incredible. This is the cable currency pair. This is pound dollar. We can see up here you've sold, like you've got a crystal ball, and then obviously the our system has closed you out automatically once you've hit your profit target. You don't need to close it out yourself. Tell me about this trade. What made you get into this trade, and what strategy were you using?
Okay, so I look to liquidity pools in the market, and if you go this is 1 hour chart. Okay, if you go to 15 minutes chart.
I can do that. One moment.
Okay, so here in the 15-minute chart, you cannot see, but at the left, there's what I call a liquidity pool, like a 15 minutes candle that has imbalance right
Oh,
below it.
okay.
And when the price reach that point, for me, it's a very, very important point. And if you look, all these trend line to the upside was during the London session, and I always get a lot of attention from the beginning of the New York session, because sometimes the market reverse like this time, or just continue following the trend. But when the New York started to the upside, and there was not a pullback. So I was in my POI, in my liquidity pool. I came from a London session always going to the upside, and I just target a pullback. And then I went to TradingView to seconds chart, and this was a 5 seconds entry. In the 5 seconds, I saw my setup that is a break of structure and some candle patterns, and I just placed the trade with a 3 pip stop loss, risking of percent of the account.
Your 3 pip stop loss, you say?
3 pips around that.
Wow, that that's an incredible. That's probably one of the best risk to reward ratios I've ever seen. Yeah, you can see the stop loss down there, one spot 23991. So yeah, you're right, pinning it. But yeah, so you had your London session rallying up here, and then you've managed to pick the reversal. Just a note for people watching, our server times are London time +2, which is why, depending where you are in the world, it may look a bit strange. But yeah, I mean, you've absolutely nailed the top there. It's come all the way down. You managed to hit your profit target. If you can keep hitting those, I'll be I'll be a happy man. But yeah, that's a fantastic trade. You're to be able to do that, be able to pick the strategy. I think the most impressive thing for me is one of the things. It's not okay. You've got the great entry, but immediately you're starting to see really good profit, $500, $1,000. It's the fact that you've had the confidence to run the trade all the way to the profit target and not snatch profit, not scale out, and not be worried that the trade was going to go against you. How did you manage to do that?
Yeah, I saw it many times in closing partials, closing the trade. When I saw the price like in $5,000, I thought, well, I have in one trade half of the challenge. I will close this. But then I went to my chart. I look into my strategy, and I thought, no, I have to be confident. I will stick with my plan, and my plan says that at least this pullback will come to the 50% of the pullback. And if you see, the trade was closed above the 50% of the uptrend line.
So yeah, if we roughly pull or maybe it depends where you're pulling it from, doesn't it? That's maybe a little bit shallow there, but I'll just pull another. I mean, I know you're not using Fibonacci, but just tell me the 50%. Depends where you're pulling it from, I guess, doesn't it? But if you look
I pulled it from. It was not the low that you choose. The next one.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, and you can see. I mean, you can see the moves carried on all the way to the 50. I mean, because of the position sizing you had, you managed to close out about the 38.2, which again was automatically done by the system.
I was very confident with my backtest. I was very confident that this should go to the 50% at least. So I just let the trade run.
Well, that's fantastic. Okay, just to wrap this up, thank you for giving us insight into that one fantastically large trade. Great tight stop. I think the best part about that was the fact you were able to run it so far. But then when you've got the confidence of back testing and things like that, then it gives you the confidence in your strategy. It's just that discipline. What tips would you give people trying to pass a funded trading test?
Well, backtest a lot. And the thing in the challenge is our emotional part came to the table. That's the worst part for me. So I choose to make like a routine pre trading. Every day before trading, I sit myself and I try to meditate like 5 minutes. I remember why I'm trading. I remember I read again my trading plan, my business plan, my life plan. I go into the zone, like we say, and that's the biggest tip I can do, because I felt some challenge in the past in other prop firms, and my reason to fail was that I just opened the charts and I wanted to trade, And now I think I'm a little bit more calm, and I make all this routine. I go to the chart and I just wait, and I just choose the perfect trade.
Yep, fantastic. I think that it's just patience, isn't it? And that's one of the reasons we don't have that time limit, is in order to people not to go
Yeah,
to the charts and feel like they need to trade, which is why those rules exist, to be perfectly blunt. Well, that's great insight. Thank you very much for taking the time to be interviewed, and hopefully we'll be paying you out lots of profit in the coming months.
I hope so.
You have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
So thank you for watching. If you want to see more of these insightful trader interviews and other content, then please subscribe to the channel. Please do join our Discord. The link is in the description. And here's another video for you.